Right now, no Democrat has said they're going to vote for Gorsuch. So for him to get confirmed, he would need 8 Democrats to break ranks and join with Republicans. Elaine?
Well, Jan, Connecticut Senator Richard Blumenthal asked Gorsuch about the president's comments regarding judges after his first travel ban was struck down. And Judge Gorsuch called the comments disheartening and demoralizing. Does that response surprise you at all?
Well, you know, at the time when they had that meeting in his office, I think what was surprising was that he had said anything about the controversy at all. Typically, Supreme Court nominees, when they're making those visits with the senators, really give them nothing to report back to the media. So it was somewhat surprising when Senator Blumenthal said that he had said that. The White House, of course, quickly confirmed it. Some people speculate that they were hoping that Gorsuch could show his independence from President Trump by making that statement in defense of federal judges. And of course, today, for much of the hearing, you saw Republicans really trying to establish that Gorsuch was his own man and that he was not kind of beholden to President Trump. And Gorsuch himself talked a lot repeatedly about how he was going to be a fair judge, judge the cases as they came before him, and that he didn't really listen to anybody, that he was going to only listen to the law.
Well, Jan, the president promised during the campaign to bring a conservative to the Supreme Court. How do you think people who voted for the president because of the Supreme Court vacancy are going to react to Judge Gorsuch's comments regarding Roe v. Wade or gay marriage?
Well, I mean, that was kind of boilerplate Supreme Court confirmation stuff. He said in the hearings when asked about the cases that it was the law. It was settled law. Same-sex marriage was decided by the Supreme Court. Roe versus Wade, of course, decided by the Supreme Court. Those decisions were in the books, and that was the law. But the next question is, of course, that's the law until the Supreme Court says it's not the law. As an appellate court judge, he was bound to follow what the Supreme Court said the law was. As a Supreme Court justice, he will be able to look at cases anew. And so when a new challenge comes up to, say, abortion rights, he may see it differently than previous Supreme Courts. And that gets into questions about how respectful he would be of precedent. So I don't think there's anything in his answer today that would give conservatives any pause. It's very standard responses that you hear from Supreme Court nominees because they don't want to talk about how they would rule in future cases.
Well, we're expecting more questioning Wednesday, but then we'll hear witness testimony. Explain to us, Jan, why that's part of this process, and also, do you know who we'll hear from?
Well, you know, Elaine, I wish I could explain to you why that was part of the process, because it really doesn't make any sense. You know, you've got now it'll be 4 days of hearings, 3 days when we will have heard from the nominee. Of course, the first day on Monday, the senators gave opening statements. Then Judge Gorsuch gave his opening statement. So that's kind of the first time when the American people can really see him kind of go on about who he is and the kind of justice that he would be. And then, of course, today, more than 10 hours of questioning by senators. That will resume tomorrow for follow-up questions. We'll have a full day of questions for Judge Gorsuch. And so on Thursday, then you get the witnesses. And the nominee will not be here, and there will be people on both sides of the aisle, people from various groups or law professors, people who may have worked or known Judge Gorsuch or may be opposing him, who just come up and give their views. But you won't see nearly as many senators sitting around for that, reporters and people really paying attention. So I wish I could give you a better answer of why. Maybe I could just say it's just how they do it.
All right. Jan Crawford, thanks so much.
Thanks.